Let's get it started, baby. This is Moral Compass, and I'm Javi. And today we got butterscotch, Tootsie Roll, vanilla ice, and tres leches.
Strawberry fruitcake. Let's go.
And I'm Javi. Nah, just kidding. We got Junior the Traveler, Mark the Tech, Preacher Parker,
preach.
And we got Buttercup in the building.
Hey,
and we had to bring him in today because there's been a lot of stuff going on with that Jacob Blake case situation. Okay. We had to bring a white man in this situation to understand what's going on here.
All right.
And in today's episode, what we want you to get out of this is what's privilege. You know, not just white privilege, because a lot of people are throwing that around. I actually got an argument today with someone about white privilege. They try to say it didn't exist, and I'm like, listen, it does exist.
Yo, it does.
But it also exists amongst other stuff. And why don't you introduce yourself, Buttercup? Let people know who you are, what you do, and we know you have your own podcast as well.
What's up? I'm Buttercup. It's sad to say it, but I don't really do much. I work at Walmart. I freestyle for fun, and I came here to bring the white perspective.
We really appreciate that.
I do.
Now, before we get into it, what do you steal from Walmart?
I'm a good white.
All right. You use that card. All right.
So, anyways, man, it's definitely Funky Friday, and we're gonna start freestyling every Friday. And just to bring it out, Mark say coming out some fire.
Woo!
That's Vanilla Ice Junior.
We got Canadian guy here.
You gonna spit the bars.
So before we get into what we're talking about, what's the most embarrassing thing that you guys did to your parents? I know it's irrelevant to what we're talking about, but we went to war for this at my shop today.
Okay.
Anyways, this episode is brought to you by We Buy You Sell.
Yeah, sure.
Cell phone store. And let me tell you something. Don't stop being embarrassed of the price you pay for your phone.
Hey.
You know, I hear that all the time. People got a phone from us, then their buddy comes in, I got a phone somewhere else, and they make up the price that they paid because they don't want to tell people the truth. It's okay. Just buy the phone from us. You get 90-day warranty. But
hey, that's how you do it.
That's We Buy You Sell.
We got the best technician in town.
The best one on
best technician
on
in
earth.
town.
Appreciate it, bro.
Let me tell you something about Mark. He gonna look through all your photos.
Nah, hell.
Let me tell you that. He gonna look through all your shit.
I don't got time for that.
It's the beast for real.
But the reason I'm bringing this up is because today, you know, my mom works with me. And I brought up something, and then she didn't know till today. Maybe it was 15, 16 years, something happened. Something I did that really embarrassed her, and she didn't know it was my fault until today. Wow. And then it ate up the whole energy of the store. I'm going to tell you what happened, man. Yeah. So I'm at my dad's house. I'm like, Mom, did you give me that video game? Like a spoiled brat. She said, no. It was my birthday. I'll never forget. I said, Mom, that's the only thing I asked you for. And I asked you for about 6 months ago. Damn. I said, I don't want nothing but that. Yeah. And me being petty, young, immature, insensitive, I got mad. I hung up the phone. Oh, shit. My mom called back. And I'm scared of my mom, just so y'all know. And she called back. She said, "Do you fucking hang up on me?" I said, "No, that was my dad's girlfriend. She don't like when I'm on the phone with you." Click, hung up again. Wow. Yo, brave, 10 minutes later, my mom got to my dad's house. She said, "Oh, you hung up the phone on me?" She started blasting off. Her and my dad's girlfriend just went at it. Yeah. And then it was funny. My dad was doing I'll never forget that day. He was doing taxes. And he had his clients. He said, "Hold on." And he started breaking up a fight. And you know, so that's why we're bringing that up today. Yeah. But you know, I was thinking, what was the most embarrassing?
So basically, it was your fault.
It was my fault. So I thought I'd been told my mom. So today I brought it up, like, "Mom, you remember that?" Yeah. I'm like, "You remember that time I hung up on you?" And she was like, "Oh, it was you, motherfucker."
You all these years.
I just smacked the shit out of you.
Yeah.
You the troublemaker.
So then after that, she was mad the whole freaking day.
Damn.
She was like, "You're ungrateful." Yeah. Everything I did for you, I could have been his other parents. I could have aborted you, but I didn't.
Oh, wow.
No, I'm just kidding. She didn't take it that far.
I'm about to say that's cool.
Yeah. But you know that's you know.
I think it was within the last hour, so it wasn't really too much.
It wasn't too much, but the energy was weird.
Yeah, it changed instantly.
So what about you guys? I know y'all had to put your family through some crazy shit. I know y'all got something.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to think. I don't think I did too many major things. I stole from a grocery store. Wow. That's the most I did.
How you were? Like a kid? Young?
I was a kid. I was like maybe eight. I'm in a grocery store, man. We did a register, man. I see a Hershey chocolate bar, one of the big ass ones. I'm like, yo, boy. I put that junk in my pocket. Smooth like this. You know, I thought I was smooth, but the cashier seen me. Yeah. So she raised up on my mom's order. She listened to me. She said, "Hey, you gonna pay for that candy bar?" My mom was like looking around. She don't see nothing there. She like, "What?" She looking at me. I'm like, "Yo." my face, man, it was just. I was like, she moved my pocket open and she sees this motherfucking candy bar. She pulls it out. The look she gave me, she paid for it.
Yeah.
But I promise you, I got my ass when I got at that store. I got hit outside the store like a spanking. Bro, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe embarrassing for my mom because she's seen that, but it's also embarrassing for me to be outside in public getting my ass whooped at 8 years old in front of all these damn random ass people in New York City. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know how people in New York talk. Damn, whoop
Everybody
that
watching.
ass. Whoop his ass.
Yeah.
Whoop his ass.
Hey, you need help? You need help? I'll join in.
I got you. I'll take turns out there.
So did you get the candy bar though? She gave it
Yeah,
to you?
no, I didn't get the camera. She gave it to my brothers.
Oh, okay. So you didn't even get it.
Yo, I didn't get to get it. I got to ask them and I get to watch them eat it.
Hey, but did they look out and be like, yo, bro, here's a little piece?
No, they didn't give me nothing.
Nah,
He was like, damn, you got fucked up.
They look
You
at
got
me want to
fucked
eat it
up.
slowly too.
Yeah.
bro.
Man, that's crazy,
Yeah.
man.
You got any
What
more?
about you, Poonie? Or Buttercup?
Oh
Johnny
man,
the Trapper.
I got some.
my mom had a 2x4 cut into the shape of a paddle, wrapped with duct tape, and I got my ass beat a lot. So I learned not to piss her off or get on her bad side.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't do much.
And she probably got that paddle building from her ancestors.
Damn, bro.
Damn.
Go ahead,
I had one when I was a kid. I was about probably 10, 11 years old. I was with my cousins, and it was my dad had a party. I know my neighbor bought a new car, and my cousin and me, we decided to throw eggs at the car. So we decided to throw eggs. The next morning, the neighbor, my dad's friend comes and said, "Oh, I know you kids throw eggs to my car." So my dad decided to come to me and say, "Oh, do you throw the eggs, Jonathan?" And I didn't say nothing, but my cousin blabbered it out. So I got punished that day. So that day they made us wash the car the next day. So we had to wash the neighbor's car
That's
and say I'm
fucking
sorry and
Yeah.
apologize.
Oh, yeah.
That's embarrassing.
That's the word. That's embarrassing because we gotta apologize to him.
Yeah.
Apologize.
You gotta
Wash his
car.
car in front of his house.
Yeah.
You know, and he was our neighbor. I was
Sitting
about 8,
outside.
9.
Drinking lemonade while
Yeah.
watching
Man,
his
that's
car.
fucking
I was bad. I don't know why I would
Yeah.
do that stuff.
Well, you learned your lesson, right? You
Yeah,
never threw eggs
now
at a
I
car
don't
ever
throw
again.
eggs to my neighbors. Now I throw eggs to my best friend's
Oh,
charger.
okay.
You know, when he passed by,
bro.
hey Mark.
So now I know if I see any eggs. It's you.
It was you.
So about you, Mark?
Me?
What situation? I know you said your mom, she caught you wearing panties or something. When
Nah, yeah.
Oh,
Nah,
Wow.
okay.
This is about 2K.
I misheard it.
Nah, you misheard it.
Alright.
Yeah, because I didn't say anything close to
I
that.
think it was his dad's panties. He reports them on.
But yeah, let me see. That would embarrass her, you said? Like,
Yeah, that you embarrassed your family. Like,
Oh, your
like
dad.
you
or
ashamed your
anything.
family
Even
what
if
you
you go on
did.
vacation, did your dad's.
Damn.
Well, Mark's a good guy. He probably didn't even ever did
Yeah.
anything.
I mean, I know I did shit where like maybe like I snuck out. Like, let's say my mom went out and I snuck out and I rode the dirt bikes that we weren't supposed to, and then we snuck them back in, and then
But you got caught.
nah, we didn't get caught. So
You ever pay
technically, I
any
didn't.
damage on the dirt
Yeah.
bikes? Any damage on the dirt
Nah,
bikes?
everything was
Recognize it?
clean.
Mom,
Just-
you heard him. Never got
Yeah.
caught. He took the motorcycles out.
I knew it. It
So
was
without your
gas.
permission,
But,
so
I
we
mean,
got it all out there.
I'm trying to think of like.
You ain't refill the gas tank. I know that.
Nah. But yeah, you got anything else?
Man, I don't
Well,
know, man.
So let's get into it.
Yeah.
Before we get into it, so now our buddy right here, Butterscotch, he was like, hey, listen. Hey, is Eminem a guest in hip hop? What do we think?
Yes, in hip hop.
I have to say that
I think he's a
the-
player. He's a main player.
the people that said it, they were trying to say it was a black thing first,
Right.
and that he was invited. And I
Okay.
feel like, you know what, it's true. And I feel like he earned a way in.
But did we say the same thing about the Beastie Boys? You know what I'm saying? Did we say anything about MC Legit, whatever his name was? We say anything about Vanilla Ice?
Dr. Seuss.
You know, there's a lot of white
Well, the thing-
artists. that was
yeah,
back there, but
the
Eminem was
thing
so
is- but
good.
the thing is,
That's the difference.
they're saying Eminem's the GOAT, so that's why he gets brought up. They're saying he's the GOAT, he shapes it, he's this and that. And I feel like he's definitely earned his way in. And I feel like when I think of hip hop, I don't think of white boys. You know what I mean? And then when you look at Eminem, he's not that. He's like this unicorn. Where I personally don't like his stuff that much, but I'm like, okay,
But freestyle, he's a beast,
he's in it. He's in it. Dr. Dre was a legend. Said he was a legend. Eminem had a crazy run, and he's in there. He's in there, and then typically white boys don't make it.
No,
Would
you got a
hip
point.
hop be hip hop without Eminem though?
Yeah.
I personally,
yeah.
don't,
Yeah.
I don't like
Personally,
Eminem.
yeah.
Honestly,
I would say yeah,
Eminem. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go.
Eminem. When I was going through a dark, weird puberty stage, he helped me out. But I don't
With
have
songs like Stan, that helped you
Yeah,
out.
like
What,
crazy
kill your
rumor.
girlfriend?
Like, I was
Kill
angry,
your mama?
I was angry. I was understood and all that crazy
mama.
stuff. But when I think of hip hop, I don't think of Eminem. Like I don't think like Good Memories and stuff. Like damn.
I just imagine how he dressed like Nacho Libre and cleaning his closet. I'm sorry, Mama. Nacho Libre. With a little cake.
No way.
I personally think Wayne's the GOAT though. That's why I put it as the GOAT.
I think that too because people forget he came out mixtape after. I think Drake is so close behind him, but Drake came through with heavy production, heavy big major hits. But Wayne was killing at one point.
When 2007 was his year. I'm telling you, man.
All those years, 6, 7, 8, 9, bro. He was remixing shit.
He was on 77 tracks.
Yo, I didn't even want to listen to the regular song after him. I was like, I can't listen to this. I'm sorry. The White Tee song, all T.I. shit, bro. He was coming through. He was ridiculous. He was doing it for free.
Anybody's album he came on, he killed it.
When he was making all of those mixtapes, that was back when they weren't making money.
The drought 2, 3, 4, whatever those were.
Nowadays, they release them like albums. They make money off them. He was doing that shit for free, pretty much.
Oh,
and he was killing. I couldn't hear regular versions no more.
But now, when you call somebody great, is it great because you say greatest of all time? I'm talking about but right now, is he still the man?
Well, that style, that style is.
I think he's a legend. I think he's up there.
That style has changed. That style has changed.
So he's the greatest of all time, maybe in that decade. I can't say the greatest of all time overall.
He's the hardest working rapper to ever be a rapper. Yeah. No one's worked harder than Wayne. Man, no one's made more music than Wayne.
Okay, you might have a point
Google
there.
it.
I don't know who's made the most music. I know Drake is definitely on his fucking ass.
It's hard,
but
man.
Drake got so much from him.
Exactly, he got the blueprint from.
Yeah.
Well, you say like Jay-Z could be the greatest of all time. DMX could be the greatest of all time. Snoop Dogg, it depends on how you feel.
The thing about Wayne,
you know what I mean?
He was so hot.
Outkast.
No one's saying
nah,
that.
fuck out.
Outkast. You weren't there.
I bet you Outkast kill him, motherfucker.
First of all, Junie's gonna say Daddy Yankee, and Mark is gonna say Cassidy.
Oh, okay.
He always talking about Cassidy. Yo, Cassidy's a fucking man. I'm a hustler.
He like Freeway, Cassidy. No.
He always talking about Philly.
State
property, all group.
I didn't even know Allentown was in Philly.
Big Mel, we got a rap.
Nah, man.
But anyway,
you know what? Actually, I'm gonna give Mark credit for that because you know Meek Mill started Dream Chasers and Mark started Sack Chasers.
Nah, hell no. This boy crazy.
Sack Chasers.
Nah, not at all. But I remember a funny story. My mom actually got me the Eminem CD, and it was the explicit version. Right. So she was like, "Hey, we're gonna return this." But we never returned it, so I just listened to it.
Because you hid it in your room somewhere.
We'll return it.
So which one you listen more? You listen to Eminem or the Backstreet Boys album more?
I think he's
I would have to say
Eminem.
Eminem,
But
In Sync. You didn't.
I like,
In Sync.
Backstreet Boys.
The No Strings Attached. I used to take that one from my sister. I used to take that one from my sister. I used to listen to it. Like,
like, where's my CD at?
No Strings Attached.
Oh, you left it in my CD.
Bye. No.
Get the fuck out of here, yo.
They had some fire though.
I hate white pop.
Man.
I hate white pop.
You don't like that white pop?
Be a white person?
Yeah.
That's against the law.
That's probably because we're Hispanic. It's like,
bro,
it's like foreign to us.
that was your best time in music though.
That's like Junior hating reggaeton.
Yeah.
You hate reggaeton?
Bro,
a little bit now.
Are white people even relevant in music anymore?
Rock and roll.
I think everyone is.
Rock and roll?
Who the fuck listen to rock and roll?
Can we admit rock and roll is a white genre?
No.
Mostly?
No.
Because the original rock and roll is a black genre, all right? Now, you can put Elvis in there if you want to. Behind them, I go get to it right now.
I don't know.
Red Hot Chili Pepper.
I'm not a music professional.
That's the good stuff right there.
But can you really listen to it? Like,
I can really listen to that.
Like the way I grew up is like,
it depends on the vibe. If you got a nice long car ride, I don't think I want to hear hardcore rap the whole ride.
Yeah.
So I can listen to like light rock and roll. I can hear some of that music because it mellows you out a little bit. You know what I mean?
True.
I can't listen to hard rap the whole time, 3 or 4 hours.
Who y'all bumping? If y'all had to pick one artist, who you fucking
rock and roll? Or
any artist in general.
Like if you had a long ass road trip and you had to pick that one artist for 12
pick a
hours.
genre, 'cause that
for 12 hours.
I will pick Green Valley.
Okay.
It's an artist that I like. It's a band, Green Valley.
How many songs they got? They got a lot of songs?
They got a lot of songs.
Okay.
I'll just listen to Michael Jackson. You can't go wrong.
They got a whole album.
That's a legend everywhere. You can listen to any song. Just go all the way. I can go Michael Jackson all day. Pop my head and everything. ABCs and all.
I'm going to be lame and say Wayne again.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot.
You going to listen to Wayne for 12 hours? Yeah. Straight.
Easy.
I like to mix it up, bro. Like I always listen to
But if you had to listen to one though.
If I had to listen to one artist.
One good one.
Shoot, bro. I would say Drake
You say rap.
Ah, we knew he was
I'm
going
gonna
to come
say
with
Drake.
Drake. We all knew he was going to come with
He got
Drake.
stuff from back then to now. He got
Marcus
some
Ratchet.
stuff.
We got
you can
Canadian
include-
Ratchet one
I
here.
was about to say,
Canadian Ratchet one here.
Hey, because you could
If you
include
say
that.
rap, I'm gonna listen to motherfucking DMX the whole ride. I can do that all
I
day.
don't know,
DMX
but
got
DMX be hype.
DMX got a good,
DMX is raw.
good, collection. But
Did you see the DMX versus Snoop Dogg versus? Hit after hit. Both of them was going back to back. They had so
yeah,
many
but
tracks.
but the thing about DMX is he got a weird vibe. Like his energy's raw. It's raw.
Yeah.
It's like
But then
like,
I
yo,
put a
when-
snack
like
spot
he's
when you
always-
outside.
like he's
got
always
when
constipated
you
or
got your
something.
girl in the car and she's freaking pissed. You're like,
Yo,
damn man, motherfucking dog dude, the fuck, back man.
Imagine listening to a DMX song and your girl give you an attitude. You be like, "What these bitches want from a woo?" You be pumped. And then somebody outside,
That's all hit every time.
Imagine you being outside and then somebody's looking at you and they got beef. You like, "Oh shoot." You turn that track up. What's my name? You like, oh, you just lost it.
Yeah.
You lost it. You can't do that with other artists.
We see Parker saying, "What's my name?"
He do
Tootsie-Roll.
he do get you into a zone though. When you listen to DMX, he get you in that level like you like, yo, I'm gonna fuck today. Get it, baby.
Where my dogs at?
I like Ludacris too.
No.
He's got that. She's a hoe.
Yo, Ludacris is a
Honestly, I thought Mark was gonna say Post Malone.
Post Malone.
Malone.
But
Nah, he got some good songs too.
let's get into
I wanna hear
that.
that
Brother, right?
celebration.
Post Malone.
That's my
Twin
cousin.
brother.
So since today is about what's privilege and racism is so prevalent, like it's just taking over the world. Like, bro, I can't even go a minute nowadays without thinking about fucking racism, bro.
Can I say something about that? Let's say I'm gonna say this right now. What you look for in the world is what you will find. If all you want to find is racism and evil and negativity, that is all you will see.
That's true.
Yep,
That's true.
That's true stuff right there.
Says the white man. Alright.
Oh man.
This is the thing.
That was a good line. That's a good one.
Yo, it's the truth. It's the truth. Because, bro, you know what it is? Until late, racism was never a thing to me. Like, I'm going to tell you what I thought. And we're going to get into origins of how we think the human started, or, all that.
Right.
Is not to blame Trump. But racism, like, when I knew white people, like we were talking about earlier, where I'm from, it's like we didn't run into white people. So they were like a little unicorn. They were like little aliens. Like, we knew they existed. We knew they were happy. We knew that we know their stuff was good. But
Too much.
they were not us. They were like, you and us are not the same. So I'm not worrying about you.
All right.
And that's just how it
So what you
goes.
say? We came from aliens?
No. So now, okay. Now to break it down, this is how I think the world started, man.
All right, I can't hear this.
I think we definitely started in Africa. I think as a people.
All right.
Yo, now to get how white people were made this is interesting. Two black people can make one white albino person with blue eyes.
That's true.
So that's how that got started. I feel starting in Africa, there was a couple albinos, a couple this and that, and they got shamed because they're different. In society, when people are different, you shun them, you get rid of them. You're not, no, you're not part of this. You're not me. Because you think something's wrong. Because think about it, you're in the area where everybody's black, brown, blah, 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 and you're fucking white, and you can't take no sun.
Yo.
Like, you go outside, you get fucking burned. What the fuck is wrong with you?
This motherfucker must be a demon out there. Get out of here.
And they get shunned. So how my theory is how people got started was in Africa, and for the most part, because that doesn't explain the Western world. The Western world had their own. When there was Pangea, I feel Asians and Mexicans, or Asians and South Americans, or indigenous people from Asia and the Western, I feel like they were the same. There's no way. I look at the back of the head of fucking Mexicans and Asians, and I say, yo, they're fucking related.
Yeah.
I see that all the time.
I see that,
How
though.
many
I
times
see
we
that.
see Mexicans look like Chinese people?
Yo, that's true.
But it's
That's
true.
true.
It's definitely
It's
a lot
true.
Of,
They
a
got
lot
the
of Asians
flame-
are
they
moving
got-
to Mexico and they actually live there. And
Oh, there's some other.
no, we're watching the
No,
video.
that's a
and-
No.
yeah.
That's a fact, though.
They're the
Yeah.
same people.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is when you look at a Mexican really close, the front and the back is very flat of their head.
Okay.
But so Indians.
On both.
Indians,
Yeah.
man.
Well, it depends too. If you lay your baby down for a long time, it can form.
The head gets flat. But the
saying,
same
like,
theory
Wait,
goes
No,
along.
it depends.
Who's doing that, Joe Bob?
I will not let my babysit my kids
It's
come with a
true.
flat head one side.
It's true. Because
Yeah, you gotta rotate it, you
Mexicans
gotta
are
rotate
solid.
the
What they
kid.
do is
Yeah.
Mexicans have a lot of babies at the same time.
Like you rotate
They
the
put
tires.
little baby Edgar. He put him down, and his head's on the ground like this, holding up, and it gets flat, but it's fine.
That's what
Well, that's
Martel's
what
brand. They
anybody-
put
Yo,
a motorcycle
I feel
helmet.
like my head could be a little flat.
It's
Nah,
real,
I
'cause
think
let
they put
me
a
tell you
motorcycle
something.
helmet on you
Hey,
when
you
you were a
look at a
baby.
Puerto Rican. I look at Junie.
Yeah.
His head is round.
Okay.
Like the front is round.
All right.
Look
I
at a
think mine's is
Mexican.
more
That
square
shit's
than
fucking
round.
flat.
Mine's flat, not round.
No, your shit's round in the front.
I don't know.
What's mine?
Yeah, you should, man.
It's albino.
I can't
white.
even see if Javi got a head or not, or neck.
And the
If he
white
got
man,
no neck
the
and no
white
head.
man always got to jump in, man. What's going on with that?
He cut you off, man. He cut you off.
Oh man.
I was mansplaining.
Oh man.
So
We got Angry Bird here and Ratatouille
So-
over here. You know, Tuxiro and
okay, so
Vanilla Ice.
Junie got a new shirt and he don't know how to
Tell
act.
you right now.
Oh, whoa.
He got a brand new shirt and he over here trying to roast.
All right. Roses are red.
Look at it.
Violets are blue.
Look, and his shirt choking him.
Oh,
My
man.
boy can't even barely breathe.
At least I have a neck, you know.
Hey,
That's good, but at least I
Hey.
can breathe. Bitch.
You sure about that with all those rolls?
Oh, man.
about your theory. I
Take it down.
actually agree with that theory. I believe he's trying. I think he was trying to further it as in maybe whites got pushed up north. We got pushed into the
They got
snow.
shunned and
We
they
got
went up north.
persecuted, and maybe we became savage.
So
And
y'all escaped to the Caucasus Mountain.
the Caucasus.
Stayed in there. That's why you call it Caucasians.
Woo!
All right.
there.
Then you got
I didn't
that.
know that. I didn't even. Is there such thing as Caucasus
yeah.
Mountains?
Yes, the Caucasus
Wow,
Mountains.
I'm gonna look
That's
that up.
where they really came
That's
from.
important for people to
That's
know.
the original
Caucasus
mountain.
Mountains.
Look it up. That's the
Yeah.
original.
Wow, I'm
that's
gonna
the
look
That
original
is
history.
fucking impressive.
So coming from the caves, you hear that dark ass face. Your eyes start to courage colors. You get the blue eyes.
Now, can I?
Damn you guys, blue eyes.
I'm gonna give my perspective.
So it's like pitch black. You can see in the dark.
Yep.
No,
Freaking bold people hide there. Bold
Hey.
people. I'm sorry.
They say white skin and blue eyes evolved into humanity through conditions of darkness. Now, whether that means underground, whether that means in caves, whether that means in space,
deep in the cold.
in space, if you want to go sci-fi with that, because you never know. But the way I look at it, here's what I see. I'm gonna go with the biblical perspective, and I'm gonna go from what I think I know. I could be wrong, but so if we go to Noah's Ark, Noah, the last family, his family was the last family before the flood. He had three sons. He had three sons: Shem, Japheth, and who was the third?
Ham.
Ham. Supposedly, Ham is the Africans and some of the Middle Easterners.
Yep.
Japheth is the whites, and I think it's
Asians.
either Asians, whites and Asians.
Uh-huh.
And the Shem is Spanish and
Like
some of the
Middle
other groups left. Back then, there weren't so many races. So a white man or a black
There
man,
wasn't so
whatever.
many races, like races.
Racism.
So
Not the stereotype.
Racism over there.
so back then, supposedly, a black person could have any colored kid,
Right.
or a white person could have any colored kid because our genetics weren't so far apart because we were all mating together. But as we were pushed apart after we started to settle, after we started to settle into our own places, because we were supposed to spread across the earth. He didn't say sit still. He said spread across the whole earth. Different people went different places. You got to adapt. White people went north in the cold. You don't get a lot of vitamin D because there's less sunlight, so you need lighter skin to absorb more sunlight.
Now you know
Plus,
what?
have
And
ability.
where you got your vitamin D at for that time? You got any idea?
Look at Jenny.
You don't think about it.
Well, that-
You know about the vitamin D, so I
Well,
don't know.
That's a whole different.
Oh,
That's
they
a
need to
whole,
get it.
I don't
that's a whole
know.
different conversation. Because out of my, anyways,
But
Yeah.
I like his theory too. That's also a very good possibility.
like I feel that had to happen because now white people are moved up to Europe. Cause guess what? Black people, Spanish people. Well, back then there was no Spanish people at that time, but black people they like it warm. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
White people are like,
Thank
fuck it. Nobody wants to. Let's move away. Because even nowadays, white people are like, I want to go somewhere where nobody else can go. No, I don't want to be around Mexicans and blacks.
Antarctica, Russia.
Guess
North
what?
Pole,
Let's
South
go
Pole.
where nobody wants to
We're on
go.
Russia today.
So they migrate to Europe,
Poland,
which is,
Norway,
you know,
Germany.
because guess what? You get shunned, and the black people or the natives there are like, hey, you are not acceptable in society. You are alien because guess what? Back then, you don't know what goes on. You don't know about albino. You see, you have this kid. He comes out white. You and your wife. You guys are dark.
Who you cheating on me with, girl?
Yeah.
Huh?
Or,
Some damn monkey, huh?
or you know it's
Cheating on a damn
defective,
monkey.
or like you got a fucking alien in your body.
Sasquatch.
Get out of here.
You slept with Sasquatch. That's what happened.
So then
I'm
these
telling
white
you.
people get together, and then they have defective genes. No offense. They have defective genes. So they get together, and then it creates an anger. It creates an anger where
Or what if it was just survival?
Rebellious.
well, survival, whatever,
There we go.
of inferior genes, where I can't fight this fucking black guy.
My ass.
He'll fuck me up. They're developed, blah 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 blah, whatever the case may be. I have to create weapons, guns, swords. And that's how I prepare myself. Because guess what? If I know you can beat me up, how am I gonna defend myself? I have to put these things together.
Exactly.
So that happens because the white men. Let me tell you something. They're angry.
So the theory.
Whatever happened. Oh, good.
The theory is we crawled out the mountains and took the whole fucking world over. Why was that allowed to happen? That's
Because
my
what
question.
goes around comes around.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Hey, exactly what you just said.
goes
How do we
around, comes
know?
around.
How do we know
First of
right
all-
now history's not repeating itself again?
Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you something about it. It's because you guys. Back then, people were angry. Like when they talk about the Taino Indians, they had 1,000 years of peace. Everybody was chilling. Everybody's happy. I honestly think racism started because white man was losing his woman, and it's just like that. You never hear, "Oh, I only mess with white boys,"
I've never heard that theory, but that's interesting.
because they're angry. Because it's like, "Yo,
There's so many
you're gonna
things.
take my chick? You telling me you gonna take my girl?
You're gonna take my women?
I'm at you now. I'm against you because."
Wipe you.
Because guess what? Back then, Africans got some swag.
I'm just kidding.
You know, the Tainoans, we chilling, we smoking on the, what's that? What we were smoking on
The
Hookah.
hookah, no, not the hookah. Opium.
Got-
No,
got-
not
the peace pipe, the peace pipe,
Peace pipe.
opium, mate.
which they were trying to say was marijuana back then or
Opium,
whatever.
I'm telling you.
So we're chill. The white man's
No,
angry.
black.
The white man's worried about conquering the world. Where the black man and Spanish guy, well, not Spanish, the Taino Indian, he's like, yo, we're chilling. Life's good. We got the teepee. We got some food. We got some
Relaxing,
this,
and they're
that.
all-
So the
yeah.
white man's like, no. Guess what? Because my piece don't work. I gotta own some shit. I know women like pretty jewelry and stuff. And it's no offense to the white man, but I see how that happens.
I got an idea too. What if black man had conquered the world at the time, or whoever?
I believe
else?
that's
Divorce.
what happened.
Now
Divorce,
listen,
man, over the whole
and
world.
since they conquered it, they settled down and didn't think they would have any.
Ain't nobody gonna
competition.
try me, brother. You see me? I conquered the whole damn world. Who did?
now-
Of course, this land.
And now fast forward to the future, it's the same thing with whites. They conquered the world and then they don't realize what position they were in, and now they've all settled down and they're gonna lose it. And the cycle's gonna repeat itself.
Well, that's the thing.
Over and
So
over.
fast forward, the white man runs the game, and now they're racist because guess what? you come in, and you see the black man comes in. He got a little bit more swag than you.
It's a natural gift.
It's a
Natural thing.
given.
It's just we have to build on that because guess what? We don't.
I like Beyonce. I
You know,
woke up like
And
this.
same thing. Hispanics come in, and guess what? We speak 2 languages, so we ahead of the game already.
That's
So
true.
you're angry because thinking in the future, damn, I'm losing ground. And we know, guess what? When we go to parties and we dance and shit like that, women ain't feeling us because we just moving our feet. We can't. Our hips ain't moving nothing. They just So they losing us because Hispanics dance. It's okay for what we know. Okay, it's a white boy. We know
You got a point there. Imagine black people that can't dance or Hispanics. that
He's
can't
red
dance.
right now because he knows it's the
No,
truth.
I was gonna say something funny. We'll just pull out our credit score.
Oh.
Okay, now let
Yo,
me.
do you think they got? Yo, do you think your credit score starts out higher than ours
Hey, I'm fucking around.
naturally?
No.
Not every white boy got
that's
those
a-
credit
no,
score.
no, no,
That's
no.
what I'm saying. Working
I'ma
at
tell you-
Walmart,
I'ma-
credit score
I'ma
there.
tell you about that.
Gotta be bad.
I'm gonna tell you about that is the way credit works, right?
All right.
I don't have any.
Real estate.
We're gonna talk
My
about
credit score's
this.
low. I ain't gonna lie.
We're gonna talk about this. When you're young and you're Hispanic, and guess what? You come from a broken background, and you trying to survive, right? You trying to survive. So hey, I got this credit card. I got 3,000. Fuck it, we surviving. Swipe. We ain't paying that shit back. The white man has generations of being in this country. Because guess what? My people, I don't know where my great grandparents. They were not here.
Yeah.
His great grandparents, they were here. So anyway, so they understand how credit works and this and that.
I don't.
And they should be more settled. Well, they fucked up. That's not my fault. Okay, so,
But
but
outcast because you decided to listen to hip hop music and look at.
because I'm gonna tell you what happened is traditionally now the way credits have is super tight. It's super hard to get a credit card. You gotta do
can't.
so much shit.
I can't get a credit card. That's a
Credit card.
No,
program.
exactly. But guess what? Let me tell you how it goes. So I'm struggling with my credit. I made a couple mistakes when I was young. But guess what? My mom has excellent credit.
Damn.
She signed me on some big credit cards, right? All of a sudden my credit score started going up. Had nothing to do with me. It had nothing to do. I didn't earn the credit. But because she put me on there, my credit score started rising for no reason. So that's what tells you about generational wealth. Because this was us broke people. I don't know if it's instinct or what. We'll fuck up that credit because not knowing, because we don't have financial.
We only live once.
Our people never had anything.
Yeah.
No.
Our people. Let me tell you something. My grandfather, he had one house. His people were in a farm and they were broke. They didn't have anything. My dad's side of him, they never had nothing. So of course, what option? I don't have that financial education. So now we're going in and it's like, oh my God, I don't have nothing. I'll do the same thing. What broke people do is we're gonna take that credit, we're gonna fuck up our credit score, and boom, now we're stuck. We jeopardize our future for a little bit of money.
I'm gonna say this right here. I agree with you, and I think parents that got good credit and they put credit in their kids' names and it helps out your credit, that's great. My problem is parents that pay credit in their kids' names and they don't pay that damn bill. Then it messes up your damn credit history. Because it happened to my brother, it happened to other people in my family. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna put a TV in my son's name, I'm gonna put a car in my son's name, and then all of a sudden I don't pay that bill, and I grow up and all of a sudden my credit score is way down here and I didn't even do nothing. I start off in a bad situation. Now I'm trying to get on my feet, or because my parents decided to use me just to get some stuff they wanted. I'm just saying, that's effed up.
I had no credit, and then I defaulted on student loans, and my credit's fucked for the rest of my life. I can't get a credit. I'll never get a credit.
With student loans you can't. Student loans
you say never, but I think eventually you could.
Not with student loans.
10 years from now, it could happen.
Maybe 10 years.
Yeah.
Not in 2020.
That's a whole nother issue when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Because that's to help the institutions.
I have student loans before, so I've been there.
Those student loans are government backed to help the institutions, and
I'm a college dropout.
the Stafford loan pays them, so they can't pay them.
Wow, you're a college dropout?
That's what it's saying.
I'm actually I went to Jones International University. I went to study law.
Yeah.
Really?
The funny thing is, and then I went a year in, and then I found out that in Florida, because of the charges I had, they would never let me take the Florida bar exam.
Wow.
That's crazy.
So then I stopped. I ended up paying it back off, but I stopped going. But you know what's funny? The institution never told me, hey, because you're going in. Because the thing is, pre-law, that stuff, it doesn't really matter. Because they did not directly with your law program.
Yeah.
So they let you go on, but you knew that's what I was trying to do. But they took advantage of me. But anyways, I paid them back, and that's the thing. That's what
You didn't even learn.
happens when you grow up poor. Is you make these decisions that you normally wouldn't.
So
have
you blame a person that
I went for graphic design. I know that. But
you went for graphic design?
Yeah, I went for graphic
How'd
design.
that go?
It went pretty good. It was fun, but obviously I had a situation. Had to grow up quick. Had to afford, take care of a family, so I had to actually drop out. But
How long was you in it?
I was there for maybe a year.
Damn.
Yeah, but I'm constantly doing stuff on my own, and I feel like sometimes it's not worth going to school. When you can learn the stuff on your own and not have to pay $30,000 or more.
Hey.
Yeah, you're already above the ball right there.
Let's
You're already,
go.
It all depends on what you're trying to achieve.
Depends on what you're trying to do, and then on top of that, I feel like I want my daughter to go to Harvard. She's in the Ivy program. She's doing so much, and it's because the people you're gonna meet. It's not necessarily that your education is better or this and that, but it's the fact when you go to these jobs, you go to these institutions.
So you want the connections.
You get the connections.
Basically.
It's like, listen, your kid going to Harvard, she's meeting kids that, my dad's the CEO of this company, or my dad's this, or my dad's this, or they see more success than versus when you don't go. Like,
If you're around success, you're gonna be success.
exactly.
At the end of the day.
And the thing is, all the connections you pull. Like, imagine you trying to do this thing, and you're like, hey, I got this brilliant idea. I could sell it to this company. I have connections directly to them.
That's what I'm saying.
You just gotta be careful because some of these people are successful, but they do try to take advantage of any person they can. So you definitely gotta use your.
They do. They do, and then
Judy, you went to college?
No, I was
he went to 5th grade. Junior stopped at 5th grade.
I had a disability learning problem.
I went to one of those programs, man. I'm telling you, man. I ain't gonna talk about it.
So I'm not
But
into that.
it's amazing what y'all all
what you do.
overcame. Because honestly, these three fellas right here, they were on ESC and they passed that.
I was in the WISE program, right? People that know about that, man. It was like you a little slow. We're gonna work with you. I don't want to that work with you.
I think if you're just a little energetic or something, they just try
I
to.
was
Like,
energetic. I was a badass kid. I would throw papers at the teacher. I would do stupid stuff. That's why.
Yeah.
But that's at least that's not a learning disability.
Yeah.
You're a badass. You
They
don't
don't know
learn.
how to
But what about
describe
now?
it,
What you
so-
do with your life now? You still in school? You doing
Hell
something?
nah, man.
You see, he's still badass. So what's the difference?
Nah, he's doing something.
You got a point.
He's got something.
I want to talk about two things. I heard what you were saying about college and about
Because the white man is nosy. He wasn't even in the room, and he was listening.
I listen always.
You got to,
So
I ask for the walls.
I honestly believe today college is a scam. And what he was saying, you can anything you can learn in college, you can learn yourself. The internet can teach you anything. What I hate about college and what I hate about the way the world is right now is for you to get a certain job, you have to have a piece of paper. A fucking piece of paper. You go to college to graduate for that piece of paper. That's what gets you in.
Yep.
But you can learn all that without that piece of paper, without spending $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, without being in debt for the majority of your life.
Yo, there's people in debt like bad.
You could, but that's why you have to be in works for yourself.
But
You know what I mean?
It's the same thing with lawyers and doctors. You can have a doctor in your office right now that takes care of you, but you don't know that doctor graduated with a C minus. You know what I mean? He wasn't the top doctor in that class. He graduated. This motherfucker do his
But
surgery.
the point is, he did get that paper though.
He got the.
He got the paper.
He did get that
But
paper.
he wasn't the best in the class. That's what I'm saying.
Certain things matter. Like, no offense if you were a doctor and you didn't get that paper. I'm sorry. I'd rather get the one that.
They became a vet.
Yeah, I don't care.
You're gonna go to a quack out there. You can go to a quack.
I don't care.
It just really depends on what you're going for. I mean, obviously, if you're going for like plastic surgery or you're doing
yeah.
something for your health,
You
but
need
you're going
that.
something for maybe websites, graphic designs, this and that,
Yo.
and you can see, hey, he's killing it. You know, I'm gonna
It's
go with him.
the
His
same
prices
with
are better.
With a gynecologist, what made you wake up one day and say, I want to go down there on a female or a male, whatever your choice is, and check them out? I'm just.
It could be their family. It could be the mom or dad is that. And
Well,
they're
your
like,
mom,
hey,
your mom had.
I'm
Yo,
gonna
you
grow
want to be
up.
a pervert, man. I want to put my
You're
finger
gonna
in
be
your
a
ass.
pervert?
I'm sorry, man. I'll tell you right there. Hey, spread your legs, lady. I just want to check it out for a
Well,
little
the
bit. Make sure
thing
everything's
is,
good.
yeah,
Now we
You're
know
sick,
what Jamal
man.
was studying
I'm
for.
just saying. Hell no.
If you love women's health and
There's a specialist for everything, bro.
Specialist my ass. They made that check up.
So-
right now.
Let's get into the bread and butter, man.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
Is I got an argument today with some people, and they were like, "Listen, man, white privilege ain't real. Stop saying your racist stuff. Right privilege. I'm white, and I ain't been able to cash in on shit.
All right.
So I wanted to talk about that today, and then we got our buddy right here, Butterscotch. And,
It's Buttercup.
and we got Buttercup.
Buttercup.
Sorry.
Either
I'm
way.
sorry. Either way.
Scotch bucket.
Miss
Either way,
Butterworth.
it's the same
That
thing.
makes
We'll
no
say it
sense.
correct.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about what white privilege is and what we think about it.
All right.
And to me, when I hear white people say, "Oh, I didn't get to cash in on my white card," or I didn't get to cash in on this, or that's not a real thing. White privilege is not real, and it is real because I see white people all the time. When there's a situation going on, they walking up to the fucking police officer. Hey, I want to talk to your fucking. Give me your fucking badge number, and I want to talk to your chief. Hispanics or blacks, we not doing that.
I'm scared of cops.
Yeah, you probably are, because you probably got kicked out of the society. But, the thing is that for most,
We adopted you.
I'm talking for most Hispanics and blacks, we're like, be quiet, get out the way,
Yep.
or if anything, keep going, don't watch.
Don't watch nothing.
Don't watch. Matter of fact, go inside, and when these motherfuckers leave, we're good. Or same thing when we see a cop driving and we get pulled over, the white man's gonna be angry. What the fuck you pull me over for?
Yep.
Us, we're like, hey officer, here's my driver's license, here's my thing. Hey, I'm married, I got 3 kids. I love them so much. We're scared.
Wanna add me
Every
up on
time I see a
Facebook?
cop, I freeze. I'm like,
Because you automatically assume
Yeah.
that the officer is going to attack you, assault you, put you in jail for bogus charges
because
that
we're
you don't
scared
have.
because in our society, it's not. And I'm not saying white people get everything. I'm just saying that we're scared. Bad things normally happen when we run into a cop.
But
White people come in, talk to a cop, like, hey, can I see your fucking gun? Can I ain't hold your gun? Come on.
put it like this, so like at my
Why people talk like that?
Yeah.
They are something. Yeah.
In my situation, if I
Oh yeah,
get,
they do.
if a cop
I hear him.
if a cop pulls up behind me
Oh.
and I don't have shit on me, no weed, no nothing, my heart is still racing 100 miles per hour. I have that same innate fear that everybody has, and a lot of white people do. That's the thing. Yet you're talking about these fucking suburban ass fucking white.
Exactly. That's
Dr.
what I'm talking
Phillips
about.
stuff.
Up north type.
Can we separate poor whites from
No,
middle class
and they have to be, because guess what? Poor whites struggle within themselves because they're like, yo, and I feel bad for those white people in general. I feel bad because guess what? Damn, your people been here for hundreds of years and they ain't get shit together for you.
Mark, you could relate to that a lot.
But Mark's real dad is white.
Full Hispanic, bro. Don't put it on
His
no
dad's
false
from
accusation.
Canada.
Mark's real dad is white.
Irish.
Full Hispanic, bro.
We swiped his forehead and they said he's white.
Could you use the white card?
I mean, I could probably be the chameleon, you know, if the situation calls for it. If I have to, you know, hello, officer, how can I help you?
You're right.
I could probably adapt to it.
Mark
You can't do that, Chuck.
No.
Hello,
Yes, sir.
officer.
How you doing,
today, sir? I'm a good guy.
Thank you very much.
Look at me, man.
You sound like a liar.
I'm perfectly a great American,
better
man.
than me.
I pay my taxes, sir.
That's a
I'm
lie.
a Republican. I care about my community.
Well,
I pay my bills.
Preacher Parker talks like a white man, so
damn
he
it.
can get through. He's like, oh, that's
Because
the,
I knew what it
that's
took
a black dude,
to
but
get in
he's
these
white.
doors, man. All right? I had to work my white off to get here. All right?
Yeah.
It took time
Right off.
to build this whiteness. All right? You gotta use those credibilities to get what you need in life.
Gotcha.
All right? Now, for people like Buttercup, they got the thing called white out. They white their eyes out because they wasn't part of the society they're supposed to be. You know how an up north white person might sit there and say, I don't like the trailer park whites. I don't like the redneck whites.
I got adopted by the
You
blacks.
see what I'm saying?
You got adopted
see
by
what I'm
the
saying?
blacks.
So you feel what I'm saying? So that upper white is going to look at the lower white and be like, this white, what happened to you, man? I actually had it on Facebook one time where a white person actually said he got mad that a white person didn't have money, didn't have a good job. He said, yo, what the hell's going on? You're a white man. How come you don't have a good job and money? And I was like, wow. They really assume that all white people are supposed to have it. And that was coming from a white guy. I'm just saying.
A lot of people assume that.
But I think the southern whites is just a separation of whites compared to whites from up north or, you know, in the west.
I think they're somewhat different, but there's always a thing of like, for instance, Hispanics and blacks, right? We grew up, our stories are so similar. I don't care if you're from north or south.
Yep.
Guess
Similar.
what? You
Very
grew up,
similar.
you got your mama, your parents probably didn't be together. You grew up without them. But the white people you
It's
do
different,
get,
it's
like
different.
where I'm from, I didn't really run into too many white people. It was we got Spanish people in our part of town, and hey, you got the blacks on the other side of town, and you got the little bit of whites, but you never run into them anywhere.
Right.
Whether it's shopping, school, anything, you never run into these people.
All right. Let me ask you one question now.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you one question.
Yeah.
And ask all you guys because you're all Hispanic. Have you ever met Hispanics that treated you different? Like there was a higher class of Hispanic.
Yes, all
Have
the
you ever
time.
done that? Have you
A
ever
bunch
dealt
of
with that?
times, yeah.
All right.
Sure, it
But-
happens
It
every day.
happens.
But there were people that were around white people.
All right. Well, what's your experience, Junior? What's your experience with like upper Hispanics that feel more like
I have family members like that.
Right.
Family members, not
That are-
regular,
that are-
family members that think they got,
More
they do come from.
education.
Some of my family comes from money. That I don't relate to them. We don't relate. We don't talk. But it's just different, They think they're very, I don't know, cocky. Different. It's just a different thing. I don't relate to that. I don't speak to that. That's why I don't speak to my family. I call everybody up.
The thing is it's hard for people because even though the race thing breaks us down, but society does too. When you got the rich and poor, rich people somehow, no matter what, they can't understand you. I don't get it. I don't know why your credit's like that. I don't know why this. I don't know why the things you do is why you do it.
Wow.
Because and then
You know what I think it is? I think there's guarantees based on bloodline. For example, if your last name is Kennedy, you're guaranteed to be rich, and you're most likely going to be assassinated.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Hot damn! Wait, that's a double standard.
If your last name is Rothschild, you got the money.
You got the money, that's
If
true.
your last name is Bush, you're set. If your last name is mine, you're gonna fucking work for everything you got. You don't get no advantage. You start from the fucking. I was raised in the trailer park. What is that? That's the White Hood.
Yep.
That's exactly
Yep.
my whole life.
Eminem over here.
My parents split up at the age of 5. I never saw my dad most of my life. I only had a mother, just like most other people. My family never had money. As soon as we moved down to Florida, my parents got on dope. Well, my mom got on dope real bad. That's all that was around my life. My mom became the plug. Our house became a trap house.
Damn.
That's why when people talk about white privilege, I do believe in it, but I don't believe that most whites go have it. For example, the whites I know, they're all just like me. They ain't had a stable home. Their whole life's been fucked. They've been poor. They've been on drugs, and we've had to fight for everything we have, just like every other race.
So we all in the same boat, basically.
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 no, fuck
No, wait.
that. Fuck no. I'm gonna tell you, man.
All right, here we
Listen,
go.
white privilege is so privileged that they don't understand it. Cause yeah, I understand Buttercup's situation.
Is it a Rubik's Cube?
And I understand Buttercup's situation, and it wasn't the greatest, right? But guess what? You see a white man, we know this. We not white. We know this. When you talking to a white man, hey, you see a black dude, yo, what's up, man? What's going on? Listen, see a white man, hello, sir, how you doing?
Gee willikers.
Hey, do you need help with anything today? How can I help you? Because you just don't know.
But their schooling is different. You know what I mean? The way they was brought up is different.
Yeah.
The schools that they went to,
But
separated
you
from other
automatically,
kids.
they're different. So it's like, what you need help with? Then white people, you're like, yo, these motherfuckers ain't got the balls to steal from this shop.
Now wait.
They know if they get caught stealing from here, they get their ass whooped.
Now I gotta ask a question.
Now you see a black and Spanish person, you're like, yo, what's going on, bro? You over here in the corner and shit? What you straight? You good? What's going on? You checking them? A white man? You don't think that?
You don't think
I don't
that.
think they're. I don't think they're
A
better
target.
than us at all.
Or a target
I just
or
know
nothing.
like white people. I don't know. They're master manipulators.
You know what Jamar just said right there?
Damn.
He's
That was
talking
hard.
about. He's talking about education. That's
Yes.
a very good point
That's
because
true.
listen to this. No man on this planet, woman, child, is born racist. We are all taught it. It is taught. It is the education that determines if we're fucked or if we're not. So if it's all education, if it's all handed down to us, whether you're white, whether you're black, blacks can be just as racist, Spanish can be just as racist. If you hate someone because of their color, regardless of what their ancestors did, whatever, you're racist deep down. Now, most of us are handed it. My relatives, I have racists in my family, I'm not going to lie, and they tried to pass down that racism to me. They tried to teach it to me.
Racism is a choice.
And I had a choice, exactly.
Yeah.
I can take what they say and I can believe it, or I can say fuck that shit and
I
push
do my
it out
own thing.
head.
But now once you did that, you
believe it,
lost
you
your
don't believe it.
credibility in your community.
Yeah,
Them damn
but
You're a cast.
but the thing
In
is
the
that
end,
could've-
being racist is
that-
more as a choice of hating someone,
Yeah, but
whoever.
that-
That's a choice.
What you feel, man?
But-
What's going on? You feel it?
Nah. Well, I'm actually thinking about, sometimes some people, they think too much into color. I mean, sometimes your attitude or your personality or the person you are, man. Sometimes you gotta kill them with kindness, bro. Some people are just so rude. They think that they just think that they deserve everything, but it's not like that, bro. It's how you come across people. And, sometimes when people, they expect things, you don't want to give it to them. But when they're asking and they're genuine, you kind of want to help them. It doesn't matter the color. It just matters, it matters
well,
how you come
that's
across.
definitely the next layer of the onion.
The question is,
that's
We're talking
true.
about that. You
Yeah.
know,
is there black privilege?
there is. Guess what?
What do you feel is black privilege?
All right, I'm gonna tell you about black privilege.
All right, what you got?
You already know. Okay, these motherfuckers gonna be dancing. We're gonna go to the party. They're gonna do their thing. You know, style originates from them. I'm not even gonna lie, cause besides being Puerto Rican or whatever, I relate to the black man. I'm like, yo, deep down my soul, I'm fucking black.
Right.
That's just how I feel.
Right,
I can relate. I hung out with them. I'm like, yo, I look like how I look, but deep down in my heart, I'm a black dude. I got the same.
right.
I like shit, whatever.
Yeah, but they don't see it like that. No, I'm
don't.
just saying,
They
you know
don't.
what I mean? They
You're right,
say,
you're
hey, he's
right,
Hispanic.
Yeah,
you go to the hood and
You're on that side, I'm on this side.
Yeah, he's a fucking Mexican.
Look at this jalapeno with the
Oh,
hat.
shit, with jalapeno with that. How dare you?
Yeah, spicy cheeseburger.
With
Maybe
you,
it's not just
you probably,
swollen, the hat can come
raised
out,
with
it doesn't
black
come
stuff,
out
but they don't see that.
too tight.
Exactly.
They don't know your background.
They don't. They
But-
don't
but
until
even-
until they get to know me.
Yeah, that's
Even the
thing.
ones that do though, like you've seen them hood ass white dudes that they're black. They
No,
believe
they
they're
hood.
white. They are black.
They more hood than some old
They
black
just
people.
got white skin. But when it comes down to it, that's not how the blacks are gonna see it.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing for every race. It don't matter what you do to assimilate yourself. People are always gonna see that one thing that separates us.
Yeah.
And that's all that separates us.
I would say black privilege is certain things. Like, a white man can't go to any hood. It's just that he's gonna be accepted in their hood or their community. If you just, I'm down with the brothers. That's not gonna
can.
happen.
So what's all right? Being a
This-
black man,
Black said he can. How damn it?
being a black man was black privilege, and then me being Hispanic, I'm gonna tell you what I see black privilege as.
I think it's just my opinion. Black privilege is based on certain things, like you said, dancing or certain thing with. It's more like entertainment, craft skills, music, certain things that we brought into the world that other people imitate. And we feel like, yo, this is ours. So then when you come into it, it's like, oh, you trying to take the black man's stuff. It's ours. So we feel we're privileged to be the ones that sit there and we can talk that junk.
Like-
we did the music. We did the rock. We did the hip hop. We did the jazz. We did the dancing. If you look at the history of black, we did a lot of things that everybody imitates.
But that doesn't mean that it's you guys. It's not ours. I think it should be like us Hispanic. We got our own stuff.
Yes,
I think it's everybody's.
You got your own style.
Yeah, but it's not our own style. We give it out for the world to have.
I think
you know, I feel like most of black people take it like that, then they get butthurt because they want to. Everything is mine.
But there's a reason. There's a reason for that. Imagine if I sit there and say, "Yo, I start hip hop." I start hip hop, and you're a white man saying, "Man, this hip hop junk is ignorant. I want it banned. I want it done." And all of a sudden, a white person comes and says, "I'm down with hip hop now." Wait a minute. You wasn't part of this hip hop. I start rocking rolls and blues. All of a sudden, you come and say, "Hey, I'm rocking roll and blue." Now Elvis Presley's the king of rock and roll, but he didn't visit.
So the blacks are racist too.
Black
that's being racist. That's being racist like that. You're just approaching it that way.
It's because of where we came from. If you come from slavery, you look at it and say, "Oh man, everything we have is taken away from."
But I think everybody back in the day was slave in their own way. Yes. So I think that's not an excuse.
Yes, but if you got to look at it from this view, if you took me from a country, right, and then you all of a sudden you change me to be a certain way, learn a certain way, take away certain things that I'm not allowed to do, and then all of a sudden I decided I want to sing blues or I want to play certain instruments a certain way, and all of a sudden you say, "Man, look at this black guy, what is he doing over there, playing that crazy music?" And all of a sudden you take that away, and then you start saying, "I'm the king of that," or "This is my music." Wait. I started this, but I don't get credit. Who are you to come into my stuff? I don't get credit. A lot of black people don't get credit for the things they invented. So that's where a lot of black people get mad and they feel that they're 100%.
Yeah,
and that's how it goes.
Black people invented so much because they were slaves, and then they were like, "Okay, well, how can I make this easier? How can I make this easier?" Definitely that.
Yeah.
Can I say something controversial?
Right.
All right. So, can we agree or disagree? I'll let y'all decide. Can we agree that the only reason there were slaves brought to America is because the black African slave trade? Do you know?
Guys, all right. First of all, let me tell you something. I'm not gonna agree with that. This is the reason why. I did my studies on history of the Taino culture, Taino thing. Guess what? The white man.
Who taught it?
Who taught what?
Who taught that history?
I got that. Most of the information is from it's a Catholic preacher from Spain. Bartholomew de la Casas. Okay, so he talks about how the Taino Indians were the nicest, kindest people. He studied them. He said they had 1,000-year peace. We greeted these people in. They tried to enslave us. We weren't immune to their diseases. We died off 95%.
So like Thanksgiving?
Basically.
Like literally like...
Similar, except guess what? Then you guys gave us the option. Our gods wasn't Christianity. You guys gave us the option, hey, you can either become Christian or we can kill you. But if you become Christian, you could be our slaves. And you could dig up our gold and give it to us, and then we'll get this and that. Guess what? We died, and a lot of people killed ourselves in order not to accept this. So then De Las Casas talks about, and what's insane is that he taught us this, but he's also the same person that said, hey, listen, we need to enslave the Africans because they're used to our diseases. They have the immunity, so they would be better off, not these people, because these people will just, when they interact with us, they'll just die. And that's what's happened. So I can't accept saying that, because guess what? Blacks definitely sold themselves off and this and that. But the white man came and said, hey, how can we get these slaves? Because white people, not to be racist, white people fight within themselves. How this man told us earlier, they'll fight within themselves and enslave their own people. These guys are animals.
Can I say this?
You're fucking animals, Ryan.
See, now you sound like Nick Cannon.
Hey.
And Nick Cannon gets banned for that same saying.
Which is that's wrong.
Real speaking.
I think all people are evil or good. You know, it doesn't matter what race.
But there's racism with the shit he's saying. What he was saying was, white people are inferior human beings because we don't have melanin. He said blacks, whoever's got melanin, the most melanin, they take their power from the sun, and whites are barbarians and savages, and
I do not think that.
That's what Nick Cannon thinks.
Oh,
the reason I'm saying that is because he learned that from Louis Farrakhan, and if you don't know who that is, that's one of the most racist black men to ever live.
But you can't say
I don't think Louis.
No,
I don't think Louis Farrakhan is racist.
Here's how he's racist.
He's pro. Black.
He's pro-black. He can't be racist.
No,
he loves his people so much that it feels like he's racist to
But the thing is, if you're putting other people down, is that what
That's
is
not
that?
racist.
Well, you're not putting other people down.
Your truth.
You're telling people what happened.
So you're saying KKK members aren't racist because they're speaking their own truth?
You got a point there. You
Exactly.
got a touche there.
What do you mean?
That they feel that they're inferior to other people?
Louis Farrakhan saying blacks are superior. KKK saying whites are superior. It's both racism. It's two different sides.
Two
of the
different
books, but it's the
beliefs. Two
same
different
book.
beliefs they got.
But you gotta look at it from the history. We look at the
thing
Moors.
is-
We look at the ancient history.
The thing
it was since he's been
is
right.
that I feel
If
it's
you
okay.
look at history, whites have been in power at least out of every other
That's
race.
true. That is true. You got a point.
There's history for you.
So they are inferior.
Yeah, exactly. I'll agree with you there.
Do you,
Now,
feel,
listen
do,
to
you
this.
feel, do you feel like whites are becoming like minorities?
Yes,
As
we-
far as like
if
you
you-
guys
They're
are becoming
done.
No, look.
They're done, bro.
Look,
Damn.
Yeah.
Listen, worldwide population, not America's population. Look at the worldwide population. We are the minority.
the minority.
Whites are the minority. That's what people don't realize. All these minorities are fighting. No offense. I don't mean to offend anyone by that, but what I mean is these minorities are only minorities in America. They're not minorities in the
Other
world.
countries,
They are
that's true.
dominant in the world.
That's true.
Whites are the minority in the world.
Yeah, but in America,
We
they're,
hold
America,
down-
whites are the-
they're the
60%
majority of
whites.
they're the majority of the problem.
Yep. And America's a problem.
And
The white
Well,
liberals.
I don't want to say it's a problem.
I'll agree. White liberals. Them damn white liberals. That is.
I feel like if you're just living your life and you happen to be white and you feel like everything the blame's on you, it's kind of hard.
It
Like
is hard.
people
you're waking
wanna
up
be
every
white.
morning
It's
with all
hard
this
to be
negative
white,
energy.
bro.
the thing
on
is,
you,
the thing
really.
is
Bro,
that
hate
you're not
yourself.
to
I'm just
blame.
putting myself in your shoes, like you know what I mean. Like I don't.
No,
you know, it's tough.
listen, you're
What's
not,
your answer
bro.
to this?
They
You gotta
still
get blamed
rather
for
they
that.
rather be in that
You know?
position than in our position. So fuck
So-
that shit.
It's tough.
They got a point there too.
tough.
It's a hard battle. You know what?
I'll be black.
You're not.
Freedom Park says everybody needs to get the.
I'll be
I'm
black.
gonna change my
any day.
language. Get your ass together. Stop fighting each other.
I'm
Realize who the
pro-human.
true enemies are.
Humans,
and
okay.
get along with each other and start to realize you can use your powers as all cultures to get together and make a big change. Instead, we listen to some guy. One person can lead a whole group to hate a whole other team. That's my problem. It's like Hitler,
Well,
Stalin,
the-
all the big names.
the reason-
One person causes a whole war.
The reason
One
I bring
person.
this up is for people to understand that we're not trying to fight the white man, but why the blacks, Hispanics are upset.
Yes.
Because guess what? We're not treated fairly. We're not treated this, and guess what? We can say all that stuff we want, but shit ain't going down right. Guess what? You Hispanic stuff's going on, like and it's targeted to these people.
Let me ask you a question. What country are your relatives from?
Well, it's part of the U.S. The Puerto Ricans are U.S.
So
citizens.
you're Puerto Rican. So who's not Puerto Rican? Who's another nationality? Well, put it this way.
Right
I'll
here,
use
Philadelphia.
an example.
Philadelphia.
If I, as a white man,
Irish.
My ancestors are Puerto Rican.
if I, as a white man, move to El Salvador, are they going to treat me better than they treat their own people? You know
Of
what I
course
mean?
not.
Like, if I move to a Spanish nation, am I going to be held higher than the rest?
Nope.
No, so I'm not saying America's only a white nation, but it's majority white. So I'm saying when people come here, do they expect all the whites in power just to give it up?
I have a
That's true.
question. Who discovered United States?
A Spanish man.
All right then.
Yes.
That's everything I have to say.
Let's
Well,
stop.
those
I'd
indigenous
rather not
people
talk
here.
much.
What the fuck you talking
Let's
about?
stop. Don't
See,
talk with Christopher
hey,
Columbus because
I'd rather not talk much
Columbus
because,
didn't
No, you know what's funny?
But he
Christopher
was saying-
Columbus, when he went back to Spain, he went to jail
Yes.
for how he treated
But
the
there's
people.
facts and proving that Christopher Columbus didn't discover America. We want to go deeper into that. There's other people that
The
discovered before him.
Vikings were here before that. They say Africans may have been here before that.
That's why we really go back to Indians. There's Indians that had black skin. So let's get real deep into it. Like, yo,
The thing is,
it's not
I'm
what
saying the
they say.
first one to
Christopher
discover
Columbus-
it.
They give us.
After
Christopher
that, other
Columbus
people
was the-
discovered it, but the
Christopher
first
Columbus
one.
was the one that made it poppin'.
Yeah.
He said, "Hey, I bring
After
back."
that, then we
his
got,
first
like we
trip-
say, followers.
His
You know,
first
not
trip,
leaders.
he didn't bring back no gold. He brought Indians, and that's how the slave trade started. Was he said, "Hey, we can enslave these people.
Yeah, but
They're idiots. They're too nice. They don't have real
saying.
weapons there."
And
How did
now,
you discover a place that was already discovered before you got there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you want to get real.
So,
If people already lived there, you didn't discover it. They was already there, so they discovered
was
it.
right
technically.
there.
can I bring up?
but you brought a commercial.
Can I bring up another example about learning from your history, learning from people's mistakes? All right, so the Native Americans ran North America. This was their place. Whites came there. There's no borders. There's no. You know what I mean? There's no set boundaries. So
There was
what
no need.
happened?
There was no need for that.
So exactly, or so they thought. But what happens? They were ran over by the white man. Now, if they would have had those borders, they would have had all these rules in place. They would have had these laws. That wouldn't have been as easy. Now, fast forward to the future,
No.
and look what the Democrats are fighting for. I'm sorry, I don't want to bring politics up too much, but what are
But
they fighting
before you get into that, though,
Open borders, no boundaries, so that we can fall for the same history.
first of all, y'all didn't respect borders. The borders were there. You didn't respect them.
Borders weren't created
We said,
till
hey,
after.
we said we welcome you in as people, and
you slaughter us.
And you just come here saying, nah, this shit's ours.
I say that's mostly the French. Look it up.
Listen, French is
Spaniards killed a lot of people. Whites killed a lot of people.
No, for sure.
Through history.
And
Spaniards and French. Spaniards,
French, and whites, man. They killed.
Either way, though, is that we didn't need those things because we respected people. You know what I mean? Like there was no need. We don't need to know what's this and that.
What's the square root?
Yeah, we didn't need to know. Hey, this line is yours. It's for everybody. That's how it goes. It's like I said, the Taino Indians had 1,000 years of peace. They didn't need that, bro. We worked off handshakes. The white man made that no more. No. We can shake on it. That don't mean shit. Yeah. So what? You gotta put it on paper. So your word don't mean shit. It has to be on paper.
That was
So that's why, as a society, we have to know how to treat these people. I don't have nothing wrong. I love white people. I love this and that. But understand that a handshake don't mean anything to these people.
My brother from another mother.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care what color it is. It's like, yeah,
it has to be on paper.
Sometimes it doesn't matter because some people will come, hey, I told you $50 to fix your phone. You come back and you try to
handshake has to match.
You're trying to give me $30.
Yeah.
And I don't care what color you are. You're over here trying to get me.
Speak that joke, bro.
Yeah.
That's why.
But you have to understand who you're dealing with.
That's why it went to paper. That's why it went to paper right there because who's the witness? Who's the witness that we made this deal?
So
if we put this on paper, no one's denying it.
Yeah. What about the Egyptians as well?
Speaking of that, I was going to bring that up. The Egyptians.
I bet you would.
Who were the?
I've been waiting for this.
Are Egyptians not one of the oldest national
civilization? Yeah.
So tell me, they were the original slave owners.
Enslaved the Jews.
And what they enslaved the Jews? Okay, what do you consider Jews? White? I know they don't.
Hard.
They don't call themselves white.
It's weird with the Jews because they don't consider themselves anything. When you say, hey, when someone says they're Jewish,
it's not a
country?
Race. But I heard that Jewish not a race.
Remember, we're going.
You think so? What religion?
It's like a religion.
Religion, Jewish is like a religion. I think I don't know much about that, but I think it's like a religion.
White Jews, there's Hindu, Middle Eastern Jews.
But Jewish people never say I'm American. They say I'm Jewish.
But it's bloodline. There's Jews by birth, by blood, and then there's Jews that say, like a white person could say, or a black person or whoever could say, I want to practice Judaism. So they
or Muslim or something. They become a
Jew. But there's Jews by bloodline. Jews, if we're judging, like everyone says, by skin color, they're fucking white. So they were enslaved.
It's that historical fact that they are actually white.
Well, that's debatable.
That's a big debate because a lot of people say original Jews are black. So that's the biggest problem we got right now.
But that goes, if you go by that, and you start getting into the black Hebrew Israelites,
that's what's going to get to that Hebrew
that is
stuff.
The most racist shit. You know what they believe? They believe that there was a black man named Jacob, and he was a mad black scientist, and he said, you know what, fuck these black people, I ain't like them. I don't like them, I don't give two shit about them. I'm going to fly off in my spaceship up to outer space, I'm going to create these damn white people just to spite blacks. They fucking believe that, and they say we're Satan in the Bible.
Now, look.
I can see that. I can see that.
No, he got a point because look, Brandon, I'm gonna do it this way. Yeah. Let's be honest. If you look at mostly cultures throughout the history, when they look at white people, you even hear white devil. Asians call them kappa, means demons. Indians call them savages, the beasts of demons. Every culture called a white man a demon or some demonic form. Now, I'm not saying white people are a demon, but if you hear that from different cultures calling that same culture demon, that's a bad vibe. There's something going wrong.
It's just white people have no chill. This is what happened, man. White people since the beginning of time been losing their women. And that makes anybody angry. Because think about it. Imagine you Hispanic and you're like, yo, there's no women for you. Everybody else is for everybody else. And then you get what you can fucking get.
There were white women slaves.
Yeah, but you get what the fuck you could get.
So I got.
And guess what? Your thing ain't working.
Oh,
you see your brother next to you, his shit working.
Yours inverted, you know.
You see your shit ain't working, and you see your shit is smaller than everybody else. You're gonna be angry, and you're gonna want to eliminate those people.
But it was the white man that said the black man had the big thing, and they thought it was gonna be embarrassing for the black man. They messed up because. If you tell a bunch of females, hey, the black guys, look at them monkeys over there with the big thing legs, and all of a sudden the white girl's like, I want to see what that looks like. It's your fault. It's your fault. You embarrassed your own culture and thinking it was going to embarrass us. It didn't work. It's not my fault.
I got another theory to go with that.
Judy laughing. He knows it's true.
What if whites are the youngest race? And it took us, since we're the youngest race, it took us longer to become enlightened. Whereas the rest of races were around longer and they became enlightened through all their bullshit they went through.
True.
and we came later. So it took us longer to get enlightened. When we became enlightened, what we do? We end slavery in the world. Now I'll admit there's still slavery
Y'all
going
didn't
on.
shit.
You can't right your wrongs. You can't right your wrongs. You can only deal with them.
This is why
No, that don't make sense for me.
And it's tough for our people because it's like, what do we do?
I try to understand
We're
it, but
a
I couldn't.
mixture of
Like
Africans,
what I mean is-
Indians, and white people.
I was here, but I wasn't.
So what I meant by like say whites weren't around 1,000 years ago. This just example. I'm not saying that's true, but so let's just say blacks were around 10,000 years, Spanish were around 5,000 years. So they had that much time to become enlightened and become civilized. And let's just say whites didn't appear until 1,000 years ago. This is just an example. So
Can't be.
They didn't have as much time to become civilized, but they eventually did. It's more modern history. So people still remember, it's still fresh in their minds.
Right.
Whereas everyone else went through the same exact history, but it's so far back, no one remembers.
I think white people tell
that's a good
themselves
theory,
that.
boy.
To,
Yeah.
I think white people say that to make themselves feel better. I'm sorry, you gotta own up to that, man. You gotta own up to that. So now to start wrapping stuff up, the black privilege, right? So let me tell you something. I go to the gym. I don't go to the gym.
I see you go to the gym.
I'm
You're
about to say, 'cause he said he goes to the gym.
decent. You saw the
What
hat?
gym you going to, man?
Yeah, you saw the hat doesn't fit him
Well,
anymore. So
what-
tight
what
that
I'm
it's
saying-
that muscle, the extra muscle.
Okay. So what I'm saying is that when you do go to the gym, you see motherfucking black dudes at the gym playing basketball. You know, hey, I ain't gonna play because if they're not gonna pick me, and if they do pick me, they're not passing the ball to me.
Parker.
That has happened to us. Well, mostly Junie.
Mostly, I don't play basketball.
Junie-
I remember when we used to go out on the
And
gym.
I seen Junie dribble a ball and like he'll lose the ball instantly. Oh shit! And so that's the thing about black privilege is okay. You automatically think, oh, this motherfucker black. He can play some fucking ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So now
you got
let's
a
get
point.
to Hispanic privilege.
What you got?
I enjoy this all the time. White people, no offense, is they understand one language, English. The ones that are from here. So if we don't want to avoid them, guess what? We pretend we don't know English. Huh?
No
¿Qué?
hablo
No,
inglés.
no te entiendo, papi. Ah, no. And we avoid them easily.
True.
But we know they're talking shit in the hell. We know the fuck they saying. We know they ain't shit.
Yeah,
And
that's 100% there.
no, and that's
How do you feel about that? You agree
and
with
I
that?
think
I
we
mean, I
have.
think no one's worth.
No, he only speaks one language.
I think
He can't speak two languages. He speaks one. So
have them
he say, "Hello,
in
my friend. I'm American."
Yeah. Mark plays
mean-
the white card when he can.
Nah.
Yeah, he called the
Y'all
Puerto Rican.
know-
Yes, sí, amigo, que tacos.
Nah.
Yes, my tacos, tortas.
What
Tacos,
if-
tortas.
What if we saw ourselves, instead of Spanish American, German American, African American, what if we just literally united, saw ourselves as Americans, said fuck the world, focused on ourselves, and made ourselves the best we could be instead of fucking bickering over stupid shit we can't
No,
change?
because
If you want that to happen, you got to get rid of politics, people in the
No,
governmental office,
because
they run on that
you
shit.
guys would
I'm
never
just saying.
expect that. You guys would never accept that.
You know-
we tried that. Hey, we're Americans. Puerto Ricans joined the war.
Yeah, you got a point.
Been participated more than the white man. And guess what? That's not good enough.
Why
for
can't I be American?
Bro,
Why gotta be black
Can you
American?
believe
Afro-American.
I've run into people that said Puerto Ricans aren't even Americans?
You're American.
Bro,
Well,
that's offensive because
okay, we got. Wait,
We
hold
are.
on. How many states are in America?
50.
50. There's not 51 states. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Yes,
because we
Puerto
decided not to
Rican-
want Puerto
Right.
Rican. We don't want to be a state.
Right, but
We
what-
want to be separate.
Yeah, I agree. I ain't got no problem with
And,
that.
and look at U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Croix is not a state, but still part of the U.S.
Yes.
All right,
but
so it's the
but
same thing.
That's what I'm saying. So,
St. Thomas,
So it's
that's
kinda
another
hard.
one, part of U.S.
Yeah, but it's kind of
All right.
hard to say, hey, they're Puerto Ricans. They're from Puerto Rico. They're American. And it's like, yes, you're American, but if you look at the United States, and we're considered American, it's considered what's inside the 50 states. So it's kind of hard. I agree that you're Americans because you're a part of America. But until we say we have 51 states, 52 states, 53 states, it's going to be like,
Fuck
it's
outta
the
here.
50. You're not part of this, so you're not technically American in some sense. I know it's wrong. I'm just saying that's how it's looked at.
Can I say,
I
Am I
can
wrong?
see that. I can see that.
from the white man's perspective,
Oh, shoot.
can I say that the problem with Puerto Rico and not embracing?
Go ahead, Eminem.
Even though I'm not saying American government's great at all, because I fucking hate government. Period. I'm waiting for a real government to come, but that's in the future.
Right.
So, Puerto Ricans, one thing they need to realize is our government's a hell of a lot better than theirs. Look at the way Puerto
It's the
Rico
same government.
Look at the way Puerto Rico. No, it's not. They mishandled all their money. Look at what happened during the hurricane. Look at the infrastructure, how it was all tore apart. Look how America was sending them aid, and they were hiding that shit from their people.
Do you know how
true.
Puerto
That's
Rico
true.
gave for free to Donald Trump, built a house in Puerto Rico and stuff, and Donald Trump
And he never paid back those loans.
Never
He
paid
never
nothing
paid that
loan.
back.
I didn't even know that.
He's
Talk about
ate
that
from
shit.
us.
They granted
All right,
him
and
money
the way
to
he
build a
came to
golf
Puerto
course,
Rico throwing
and
paper
it
toilet
didn't
like
do
that,
good.
thinking he's all that.
I didn't know that.
Bro, talk
You
about
know,
this.
I
Dude,
bet you
know
did
about
it.
that.
I don't like talking about
I bet
politics
you
too
did.
much. I don't
I
like
bet
to
you
get into
did.
that. But
Hey, I
I like
bet
that
you
but when
did.
they
Talk about
offend me a
that.
little, I gotta get into it. But you know,
Hey, I want to hear
It's
it.
not even
I wanna hear it,
offensive.
Judy. Talk about that.
Is guess what? When you give people that never had nothing, you give them something, it's gonna be misappropriated. It's just like that. It's just
I think that's a
And-
little bit.
because
and-
guess
and-
what? We don't have generational wealth, so we like, hey, this is our first time to set our people up. They're gonna do that. Everyone does that.
But like I said, our government's just as much as the problem. I believe government's the problem of the
Oh, you
world.
didn't say that
Yeah.
earlier.
I believe the way that the governments are run is not unsustainable. It cannot be sustainable.
I say get the old farts out and bring in a new generation.
Well,
I said it.
All right,
Nah,
that's
forget
not-
the new generation.
that
Leave the
sounds-
generation now. The new generation.
It's
They're
true.
messed up.
The old farts been in there.
The old.
The new generation's
no,
fucked.
no. Buttercup, listen for example. Imagine you being in politics and you are a chairman or a senator, whatever you are, and you've been there for 30 years. 30 years, you ain't done nothing different. How the hell you still in office?
Okay,
Sit your
yeah.
punk ass out, bring a new young person in that got a better mindset that actually listens to people a little more, and bring in something trying to change this. These old guys still got the same mindset they had 60 years ago.
Okay.
Hot damn it, get your ass out the seat.
You're right, Jamar. But
Hot damn it, preach policy.
Generation Z, this new generation, fucking hates America. So why the fuck? No offense, no matter what race you are, you should support this country because you're here for a reason. This is a great country to
There's
live
a
in.
good question. I can't lie.
So
Was.
if you let these motherfucking Generation Z kids take this shit over, they hate this fucking country and they will tear it down.
It's crazy
They
to say
hate
Z
this
the
kids.
thing
fucking
is,
country.
you gotta look at things through their point of view.
No, they're
is-
scumbags. They're
Damn.
Listen, I'm gonna be blunt.
Guess
They're-
what? This
they're
new
fucking-
generation is like, why isn't life fair? Why you got a world with someone with $200 billion and then you got people with nothing?
Because they earned it, hot damn it.
Then you got people going to jail for no fucking reason.
Because
Then
Satan
you got
blesses
people.
people. Because Satan blesses people. If you sell your soul to Satan, you're gonna be
Yeah,
fucking
for sure.
rich.
No,
But the thing
you
is,
can't
you don't-
sell. You can't sell your soul to Satan no matter how many times you want. That's not gonna happen. It's God's soul no matter what.
Yeah.
But yeah, He could
You
bless
can.
you. He could bless you. The devil could bless you if
But
you.
the thing is that
if
you
you go
see
and
all
say
these
things to
things
him
that
and
are
stuff. I
wrong,
don't-
and
I
you're
don't
like,
believe
how
that too
can this
much,
be
man.
right? You see what they doing to Mexicans. You see what they doing to people, putting people in
Yeah,
cages.
But that's
Not
the
at all. I don't
thing.
believe
That's
that.
what we need to get.
Yeah.
That's the brass
away
and
from
tacks of this. It's not race. The people controlling this world, and I'm not going to speak no one because it could get me in trouble.
Yeah.
But the people in power, they all worship one person, and that one person
It's
that they
evil.
worship fucking hates us all.
Yeah. They
Lucifer.
could do that. They do that.
They fucking hate us all. So what do? I want to take this country is not falling into our plan. So what can we do? I'm going to make the blacks hate the whites. I'm going to make the Spanish hate the blacks. I'm going to make the Spanish hate the whites and vice versa. Okay, now I'm going to make the Christians hate the Muslims. I'm going to make the rich hate the poor. I'm going to make the Democrats hate the
True.
Republicans.
Yeah.
It's all
I will
agenda.
split everybody into
diversity.
fucking
Yeah.
fractions.
And that's
so
the
I can
problem we
take
have
it over.
right now. What he's saying right now.
That's
That's
what
what's
I
going on right now. We making everything a culture, a race thing, and a religion thing, and that's what's dividing
We're
everybody
playing-
right now to this day.
We're playing into their plan.
It's a
Division,
gamble.
that's
It's
what
a-
they want.
it's a
That's,
game.
that's the play. It's all division.
Because
Exactly.
we're weaker. We're not stronger as a people.
United we stand.
It's 2020, hot damn it. We got 4 more months to make a change. I'm sorry. I lost it. Had a
I
moment.
know, I don't gotta go to the bathroom or anything, but I know we gotta wrap it up.
Yeah, we gotta wrap it up.
No,
Wrap it up like
I
a
got
car.
wife
though.
waiting for me outside.
So we're gonna leave it here.
About the freestyle.
Just one thing we're gonna
That's
do
awful.
before we finish is that. So what we going for? Biden or
Trump.
Trump? I'm gonna tell you how I feel.
I might have to go for Trump.
I'm gonna tell you how I feel. I
No,
feel
no,
Trump.
you voted
If
for
he's
that
not the
shit.
president, the Republican Party is gonna crash the economy. They're gonna do a credit crunch,
Kanye West.
all that stuff.
IUS.
Now,
I'm not
I
voting.
was
I'm
gonna
not
tell you, I
voting.
still wouldn't vote
I'm
for
gonna tell
Kanye
you,
West.
I've been hearing the argument that if you're Democrat, these people have been Democrat for 30, 40 years, nothing has happened to people. Guess what? I've seen. Guess what? If you're a go getter, doesn't matter who's the president. But guess what? When you're struggling, Republicans ain't for your people that are poor. Because guess what? My sister, I have a family member that they not right. The government let them down. We needed help. We had nowhere to go. We had to go to government for help. Only time my family has ever done that. and they let us down. No, we can't help you. What? You help all these people, but you can't help us? And it was a certain party, the Republicans. Same thing. My grandmother got in a car accident, and she had a stroke and all this, and she had in Connecticut because it was Democratic dominant. She had to help. We said no. We're gonna take her to Florida. We're gonna help her out. The Republicans. I love most of their policies, but guess what? My grandma needed help. She worked all her life. She didn't ever collect the Social Security, none of that stuff. Guess what? Y'all let her down. So I'm bitter by that.
It's hard.
Because I'm like, yo, when my people needed you, you wasn't there. At least the Democrats, maybe they don't situate you to do better in the future, but at least when we fucking need you, you're right there.
He worded that good.
It's the truth.
You know what?
I live through that. It hurts every day.
Do it yourself. No, I'm sorry.
But if you'll go get her, it doesn't matter which side you on. But guess what? When you suffering and our people are suffering, and guess what? The Democrats, they're like, hey, we'll help you. Republicans, if you're established, they're better for you. Guess what? I'm in business, and it's good. I'm glad Trump's in there because I'm making more money than I ever made in my whole life.
Exactly.
But at the same time, for my brother that's struggling, I know he can't get that help. He don't have his way out.
So he needs Biden.
So
we're gonna wrap it up with Buttercup. Go ahead.
All right.
So
his point was perfect. So the way I look at it, Republicans, most of their voters are wealthier. You know, they're more successful. And now here's the thing: if you're a Republican and you want more votes, what do you want more American people to be? Wealthier, more successful. If you are a Democrat, like he said, you're there for the people that are down. But that's the thing. You want them to stay down. You don't want them to rise up and get out of their situation, because if they do, they may not vote for you. So you want your voters to stay poor and to stay underprivileged. You want them to stay down. Just remember that. That's the difference between two parties.
Exactly.
So what y'all got? Y'all got any final words?
Final words. Everybody have final words. Everybody, what you got?
Final words, man. I love everybody. I want peace, equality. I don't want anybody to feel like we're coming at them or their neck personally. Hey, we're just here having a good discussion. You know, it's all peace and love here.
Exactly.
Yeah, peace and love.
And that's beach meat.
More love. I respect everybody's opinion.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know, a lot of respect here.
Yeah.
And we out, baby.
Hey,
You can't go out like that.
My bad.
I was cool with it. I'm just saying, you gotta tell people to comment and share and subscribe and be part of Moral Compass and the Preacher Parker Show and be with the Revolution. How damn you doing
Disconnected.
Check them out. Check them out.
Check them out.
And we're definitely gonna put their info underneath, so
Yeah.
that way you can check them out. They share the mic all the time.
For sure.
And,
Not like that.
Okay, like that.
I don't know. Anyways,
We out.